5 years ago, I was taking 5 different medications to manage my depression. Fast forward to the day, I'm just taking one and it's at the lowest dosage available. So I wanted to share my story and just give you guys an idea of what it's like to taper off a bunch of different medications, some of the side effects I had, and how do I finally feel now on a minimal dose of an antidepressant compared to 5 different medications. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not claiming anything. This is just a special, unique situation for myself. It may or may not, be something that works for you based on your situation. It did take me a long time to get to the point where I felt confident enough to, decide that I wanted to start getting off medication. And that's something that really didn't even start until I'd probably say 6 months ago, because I felt not necessarily addicted, but I felt like it was something that comforted me, even though I knew that, it may not necessarily be the best thing for me right now. So actually the whole thing that got this started was I had to go find a new provider, a new psychiatrist, because the woman that I was going to see at the time moved a little bit closer to her home because she had to have a long drive to get there. So I had to go find someone new. And it was actually kind of scary because I just felt like a good connection with this person. And, I thought things were going well. I had never had any issues with getting orders filled or anything like that. So when it comes to mental health and making sure that you find the right doctor and everything, that's really important. I remember when I first kind of started this whole journey, whatever, right after I got out of the hospital, I had so many different doctors prescribe me so many different medications, and it was just crazy. There was so many different people I've seen, and I never really got that one person who was a consistent. It took me a year to find someone until I found someone that gave me a consistent dosage for everything, and it was just really difficult to find that special person that you can have a connection with. And it's important because this is the person who's in charge of giving you all your medications, making judging your moods and stuff like that. So it's really important to find someone. So when they told me that she was leaving, I had to go find someone else, I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? This absolutely sucks. But actually it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. So I ended up going to see a much younger male doctor, and I was talking to him about all the different medications I was on. I was like, I'm on Klonopin for anxiety, I'm on Lexapro, I'm on Wellbutrin, I'm on Lamictal for mood swing type stuff. But as I was explaining to him the different medications that I was actually taking, I realized why am I taking a mood stabilizer? My mood for the most part has been stable. Why am I taking Klonopin? Because I'm not really feeling anxious about anything. If anything, I need to care a little bit more about stuff. And I was taking 2 antidepressants. And then I was also taking Hydroxyzine, not every day. It was just prescribed to me as take it whenever you want. But I never took it. So I had a prescription for it, but I just never decided to take it. So I was up to 5 different medications. And after talking with them, and I don't know if it's maybe what they're teaching in school nowadays, or just different philosophies or a generational type of thing, but I was like, you know what, I just want to try and push myself and see if I could live my life with as little antidepressants or medications available. I don't know, it was just weird because after so long I just felt like I was always tired. I always needed to take a nap to kind of recharge. I was always kind of sleepy. I was never 100% fully energized to really do anything. I was just lethargic. I never really felt anything. I didn't really care about that much. And I think it's kind of you feel like a zombie kind of, you're just kind of going through the motions. You don't really, nothing, you don't get too high, you don't get too low. I mean, it's what it's supposed to be doing, but I felt like I was missing out on things because I couldn't get excited. I never really, got too emotional about anything. And I just felt like it was time. It's just a feeling that I got. I was like, okay, I need to kind of push myself and see if this is something that I can do. So after talking with him, The first thing we did was stop the hydroxyzine. I no longer take that. It's just I never really took it that much in the first place. And then I eventually tapered off the Lamictal. So we kind of just did like a lower dosage for like a week, and then a lower dosage for another week, and then kind of just like a basic taper, I would say. I did the same thing for the Klonopin, and then I do the same thing for the Lexapro, kind of just slowly get off. And then right now I'm only taking Wellbutrin 75 milligrams once a day, and it's the lowest dose that's available. And there has been a dramatic change in my behavior and just how I feel and everything like that. So I'm going to explain that to you real quick. But first, after I took Lexapro for about 5 years, it was the first medication that I took after I got out of the hospital. I took 20 milligrams for like almost 5 years. So I was kind of nervous getting off that one because I felt like I like depended on it to like function. And so the first couple weeks of tapering off of Lexapro and actually being off it was terrible. I had really bad headaches. I had like restless legs. My body temperature was like either really hot or really cold. And so I definitely think that it wasn't like a withdrawal or anything, but I think it was that my body had become so used to having this medication that it really didn't know what to do when it was out of my bloodstream. So that was kind of something that I was afraid of because I had taken it so long. And at this point, it was just like, okay, is it really helping, or do I just need this 20 milligrams to function? So it took about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 weeks to kind of get over that kind of side effects of getting off of everything. And eventually, I'd probably say it took about a good month, and then I just started taking the Wellbutrin once a day in the morning. Now, it's been about a couple months since I've just been taking Wellbutrin by itself, and things have dramatically changed. Like, my energy is through the roof. I no longer feel sluggish. I do get tired sometimes, but I mean, I'm not working because of COVID, and I just get bored. So my energy is through the roof. The hard part actually now is trying to fall asleep. So at first, like, I could fall asleep if it was just like whatever, dark in the room. But now it's a lot more difficult for me to fall asleep. So I need to like take a little bit of melatonin, or make sure that I don't get on my phone for like an hour before I go to bed or whatever. Like I had to kind of figure out the best ways for me to go to sleep. I'm still kind of struggling with it. Last night I couldn't fall asleep at all for whatever reason. So it's still something I'm kind of struggling with, the amount of energy that I have, and I'm just not getting tired, which is a good thing, because like during the day when I was taking my Lexapro, I would always hit that like afternoon slump. It's tired. I get home from work. I just want to go to bed. But now it's completely different. I have the energy to do stuff, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Another thing that I've noticed is that I don't get like emotional, but like for whatever reason, when I was watching the rerun of the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the 49ers. I'm a big Chiefs fan. And I remember when I was watching the Super Bowl, I was on my medications, and I was happy that they won, right? They came back and won. But when I rewatched it, because I had nothing else to do, I had tears in my eyes. Wasn't like crying or anything, but I was like so happy that they won. Like I've noticed that I get like more tears of joy now, and it's a kind of a cool feeling, because before I was like, yeah, okay, they won, whatever, that's cool, and then never really thought about it. But now, I relook at some of those things. I'm like, wow, that was really important to me, and I'm able to kind of re-experience these things that in the past I wasn't really able to truly, experience or, enjoy. So little things like that, even like if it's with like a certain movie or like a scene on a TV show or like a happy story or whatever, I do feel that emotional, like, wow, this is really sweet, or this is really cool, or whatever. And so that's kind of cool to kind of re-experience some of these things, and not always feel kind of like a emotional zombie. But on the flip side, I do get quite a bit angry now. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably like a combination of just like I don't know, COVID and being locked up and stuff like that. But if there are things that like really bug me for now, it it's like always kind of nickering. I don't even know if that's a word. It's always kind of like they're um, like poking me or nagging me or something like that. Like I find myself like having to like bite my lip and not like blurt out or say something like calling people someone's like stupid or whatever. Um, so like I'm trying to figure out a good way to manage that because I don't want to get mad or angry at every little stupid thing someone says because half the time it's just don't even worry about it. Um, but yeah, little things do irritate me a lot more now, and it's something that I still struggle with. Uh, it's not like I'm throwing plates or anything, but it's just like something where I like grind my teeth. I'm like, oh, that just makes me so mad, and then just be over something stupid. So that's been kind of one of the negatives that I've noticed, and it's difficult to deal with because there's like a lot of new things that I've had to deal with lately, and so I think the Lexapro and the other medications kind of prevented me from getting to that type of anger, but that it also prevented me from like feeling anything, if that makes sense. So I'd much rather feel and learn how to manage my feelings compared to just not feeling anything at all. So yeah, that's been kind of a negative as well. So a lot of people ask, have I lost like weight after getting off all of these antidepressants? And the answer is no, but I think it is much easier to lose weight when you're off of antidepressants because now I can go on the bike and work out. I'm not like completely zombified and I don't want to do anything. Now I have that kind of passion where I want to work out. I want to, do some things that I wouldn't used to do. So I'd end up probably burning more calories now, but I don't like ever since I stopped taking the medication, I haven't dropped like 20 pounds overnight or anything. It's just has more to do with like the calories and your activity level and stuff. So I think with the like all the different medications that I was taking, it was just making me a zombie, and I just didn't want to do anything physical because it would just make me more tired, and I always felt like I needed to rest when I was on all my different medications. So yeah, I just wanted to share my story with you guys. I haven't uploaded a mental health video in a while because I really haven't had any issues with my mental health. Things are a little bit weird now with coronavirus and mental health and stuff because you'd think that like during a time like this I would need that extra boost or whatever, but I've kind of had to develop my own strategies on how to handle some situations and put myself in good positions where I wouldn't get angry or something like that. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. This is just my own personal experience. I'll leave a list of the medications I was taking on in the comment section or in the description. And then, yeah, if you guys enjoy this, go ahead and like it and subscribe. And yeah, just want to share my story and show you that it is possible to kind of cut down on your antidepressants and everything. So make sure you guys are staying safe. See you later.